I heal. I'm writing, I'm reflecting, I'm meditating. It's a journey and a half, but a journey that has been transformative. And this book that I continue to write, Aurelia, will break it all down. But I am different. I have been through a transformation internally that is remarkable. So we had a really good meeting yesterday, the Wellbeings, getting prepared for this next podcast, which is spirituality, this time looking at it from the outer world. And one of the areas we're going to be talking about, one of the questions is based around people's labels and outward perceptions, which I just always find fascinating in truth. As somebody who at 46 realises there's just lots of different sides to me, and people will get what I decide to show them. They're going to get what I choose to give them. And it's interesting. I've always found it interesting the way people perceive others and the way that I am perceived. And I think that often the perception of me is quite 2D. I'm fortunate if I get it 3D, but I'm also aware that these perceptions are formed on the basis of what I display. They're like everybody I know, including my children. I am multifaceted. I'm cultured, I'm cultural. I love all sorts of fashion and style. How I looked when I was 19 is different to how I looked when I was 25, is different to how I looked at 30, is different to how I look today. One day I might have a headscarf on and I'm perceived a totally different way when I've got a headscarf on and I'm dressed a bit more conservatively like I am now, than if I have my hair out and I'm a bit funky dressed. You know, people will absolutely perceive me differently just on that fundamental basis, as we all are judged in that way. And that's something you can play with if you're intelligent. Some people aren't aware of that. For me, I'm at a stage of my life where I just choose to not pay much attention anymore to outward perspectives and just do what I want to do, dress how I want to dress, according to the mood that I'm in on that day, regardless of others' perceptions. I think something happens when you turn 40, where you stop caring. I cared a lot more in my 20s and more in my 30s. My children were younger, but now my children are older, and I'm older and I'm more mature. Couldn't care less, really. And it's free, and it's really freeing. And we're going into a whole new world. So we'll be delving into this a lot more on the podcast, and I'm excited about it really, because as somebody who's creative as well, and I've always been a keen observer of people from a young age, something I used to love to do when Birmingham city centre was organised differently and the buses used to come down the high street, and I would sit at the bus stop with my siblings, with my sisters or with my mum or whatever, and I would just love to people watch as you sat at the bus stop waiting, watching people and the hustle and bustle of things, which, you know, the world has drastically changed since those days. You don't go to the high street in that way anymore. Young people lose out on that experience. So, yeah, outward perspectives. And something else it led me to think about actually is what makes you special. What is special about you? Because there's something special about everybody, and that's again something that I've been thinking about in terms of my daughters, their uniqueness and their beauty. And it always brings me back to self these days. And as I was writing, I remembered, not like I ever forget, that I'm left-handed. And when you're left-handed, it means that the right side of your brain is the more active side, and that's the creative side. And I do feel like I'm a highly creative individual that hid that. It's crazy now, actually, when I look at all the things that I do, all the artistic things that I do, the things that I make, the things that I draw, my writing, my singing, my dancing. It's always been in my clothes and the way I dress. But it's crazy to think that I suppress so much of that for various reasons, which I won't go into right now, right here. But I am left-handed, and it's one of those things that in childhood there was a family member that tried to stop me from writing with my left hand, but my mum wasn't having it. But they did try to stop me writing with my left hand. I have memories when I was younger of that. But my granddad was also left-handed, so when I learned that granddad was left-handed, that made me feel less strange. And I absolutely do embrace it as a gift. And when you're left-handed as well, there's a little magic trick you can do actually when you're left-handed. Let me get my pen in gear. So I also like to write with fountain pens. So I'm very into kind of sensory things. I've said many times that if I was to be assessed or whatever, they'd probably find that I'm on some kind of spectrum. But I'm all good with myself as I am. I'm doing all right. So I'm not going to do that. I don't feel I need to do that. But when you're left-handed, you're actually ambidextrous. And what that means is you can write in mirror with very little effort. So all I do is put the pen to paper and I'm not trying. It just happens. So that's a fun little fact for you about me and about left-handed people. So would love you to tap in, as they say. I'm learning new lingo. Tap in is new lingo for me. It's not language I used to use before, but I'm hearing it so much these days that I thought, yeah, let me just say it. Tap in to our next podcast, Spirituality Part 2, which is the outer world. I just love these discussions so much. It's doing so much for me in terms of my intellect and my spirituality. And yet again, I get excited about where we're going to go. Because we don't plan anything. All we have is the questions. We do our little promo videos and then we just sit down and we talk. And that's where the magic happens. And it really does feel magical every single time. So, spirituality. Part 2, the outer world.